there were some other proposals in there that would take effect, beginning in 2014, which could have some serious impact on planning you might be thinking about now as opposed to then.
Yeah, that's right.
So talk a little bit about some of those things, because I think some of those hit pretty close to home. For example, there are some proposals to make using grantor trusts, which are a pretty common tool in planning, making it much more difficult to use them effectively.
That's correct. There have been a few things. We'll start with that one because, as you say, I think that one is very important to a lot of our clients in terms of planning. In effect, people have heard the term defective grantor trust before, so we'll go back and revisit that for a sec. What that means is that you would have a trust which, for estate and gift tax purposes, the assets that were contributed to it plus the post-gift appreciation and income earned on those assets are completely out of someone's estate for estate and gift tax purposes. But by putting in certain administrative provisions into the trust document, even though these gifts and what's in the trust is completed for gift and estate tax purposes, for income tax purposes only, it's considered as if these assets were never transferred, so that the grantor is required to pay the income taxes on any income grown and earned by the trust. So in effect, what you have is, on a continuing basis, the assets continue to grow and earn income and compound income tax free. What President Obama has proposed putting into the law was restricting certain estate tax strategies that we've used, particularly sales and exchanges using these grantor trusts. So right now, because these trusts are set up as grantor trusts, what we can do is an individual can, in effect, sell an asset that has the potential to appreciate significantly, even if it has a low basis, to this grantor trust, and there is no current income tax on the sale, because for income tax purposes it's considered as if the grantor still owns what's in the trust, even though for estate and gift tax purposes, the sale takes place, we take back a note, and then any post-sale appreciation and growth on that asset is out of the person's estate. What President Obama has proposed is putting restrictions on these sales and exchanges using grantor trusts, meaning that if there was a sale and we had significant post-transfer appreciation on the asset that was sold, which is what we hope for, at some point in time, either at the grantor's death or when the assets plus the growth on those assets are distributed out to the beneficiaries of the trust, there's a triggering event where we'll either have a gift or an estate tax at that point in time. And this has a huge impact. In effect, it makes the sale to a grantor trust transaction not an effective planning technique.
There might still be some uses for it in terms of the grantor still paying the income tax on the assets that will ultimately benefit the beneficiaries, but in terms of a freeze technique, it really takes a lot of the gas out of it.
That's correct. And so what makes that so important to us now is, unlike the other proposal, which maybe takes effect, if it ever comes to be, as you say, in 2018, this is something that can get legislated tomorrow. So if we're thinking about doing sale transactions with grantor trust, it's important to be mindful of maybe accelerating them and potentially doing them sooner rather than later.